Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Collins. Before I begin today, I just wanted to take a very quick opportunity on behalf of myself and my fellow client speakers this week to thank the ADP team and the creative agencies that worked with us to help us prepare for this. They made a very stressful, at least for me, experience very comfortable, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. All right, as the Senior Director of Global Payroll at Microsoft, I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, home state of my alma mater, the University of Georgia, the red and black, so I've got my red on today. It's also my ADP red. All right, so I know there's at least one alumni here. Aaron Smith is also a UGA alumni. Do I have anybody else, perhaps, in the audience? All right, well, there are two of us. Okay, so the Georgia Bulldogs, they're an American college football team, and they recently won back-to-back national college football championships. And I realize many of you may not be intimately familiar with this team and their program, but what is remarkable is that their accomplishment, these championship titles, were achieved with essentially two different football teams. 15 players from the 2021 team entered the NFL draft after their first championship season, which is a record in college football. UGA had to find new talent to completely rebuild their defense and other key roles. After the 2022 team won the school's second national championship title last month, Kirby Smart, UGA's football coach, was asked whether a three-peat was his next goal. In Coach Smart's words, we're going to have to reinvent ourselves next year because you can't stay the same. It's easy to get comfortable, and comfortable does not win. Most of us here today see ourselves as leaders and coaches for our own teams. We have goals that require strategies and game plans. We have headcount or roster size limitations. We compete for talent with other programs, either within our own company or in the external marketplace. Today, I want to connect the essential plays that can help us all create championship global payroll teams. Like Coach Smart, the key to reaching your team's goals is to recruit the best available talent. I'll share my key learnings on talent recruitment and how partnership with ADP has provided support along the way. If we compare our roles as payroll leaders to Coach Smart, we should approach recruiting as an opportunity to reinvent payroll roles and refresh the skills and capabilities of our team members to remain competitive. But how? How do we as payroll leaders recruit effectively to build our own payroll dream team? This is the team that will enable us to deliver wins for our organizations and to achieve the career and development goals for our own payroll team members. Any good coach starts by looking at the talent you already have on your bench. So first, is your current organizational model directly aligned with your mission and strategy? Outdated models hold us back from realizing potential gains afforded by new ways of working. Second, do you use turnover as an opportunity to update or reimagine roles to drive impact? How each of you chooses to measure and define impact is unique to your company. But these are the positions that will champion how, where, and by whom your payroll strategy is executed, including maximizing the value of your partnership with ADP. Third, are you fully aware of the plans and aspirations of your current team members? You really should be utilizing this data to inform your future position needs, as current team members may be looking outside your organization right now for new career experiences or to build new skills. Do you have up-to-date succession plans for key roles in your organization, including your own? Do each of your direct reports and your skip levels have current career growth and development goals and/or plans? With all of that, are you having and promoting meaningful career discussions as part of your team culture? So let's start by looking at what employees want from their careers. We've heard a lot over the past few days about talent shortages. We've heard about what employees are looking for. And a lot of this has changed in the last few years. Employees no longer think of a career ladder. This is the old model, where you got a degree that was aligned to your job. You started at the bottom, and you worked your way upwards. This doesn't apply anymore. Employees want flexibility and careers that meet their needs, not the needs of a single company. They're more like the talented football players in Coach Smart's team, learning and developing in one place before looking for that next challenge, wherever that might be. And the data supports that point. In fact, ADP's People at Work 2022 report showed how the pandemic has changed people's career expectations. 71% of employees interviewed had considered a major career change in the year after COVID. And 64% would consider changing jobs if it didn't give them the flexibility they wanted. And 53% say they'd rather take a pay cut if it means a better work-life balance. This doesn't sound like people who are obsessed with moving up a career ladder. At Microsoft, we talk of a career playground instead. Nowadays, your career starts with finding a role that gives you the chance to explore your interest. Then you might move laterally along the monkey bars of your org, slip down the slide if that is the best way to gain new experiences, and then use your new skills to swing up to new heights. Today, some of the most talented employees aren't climbing ladders anymore. They're defining success on their own terms. So we've established that recruiting the right talent for our evolving payroll organizations is critical to achieving business goals, and that employees are seeking career growth opportunities where they can explore new skills and experiences. Potential employees might think they understand what payroll does, and that could be based on viewing their pay slips every period. We talked already this week about how that's a very tangible way of connecting the company to employees. But potential recruits don't see all the fascinating and complex work that goes into making a pay slip happen. So the next play in your game strategy is to leverage your payroll mission statement as a recruiting tool. So, okay, honestly in the room, how many of you have a payroll mission statement? Come on. All right, not many. For those of you that did raise your hand, how many have updated it in the past 12 months? All right. So for those of you that have a payroll mission statement, it most likely already outlines the strategic function of payroll and the role it plays in support of your company's goals. However, as payroll leaders, are you leveraging it to convey to potential employees the value proposition of a role in payroll? Can your potential recruits immediately understand your strategic goals and ambitions? Honestly, can they see themselves working in payroll? Does this look like the next great step in their career playground. So at Microsoft, I leverage my own payroll mission statement to have meaningful career exploration conversations with potential employees. Walking people through this document helps them, first, to connect payroll's mission back to the overall company mission and our reporting line by focusing first on the why. At Microsoft, we view our mission through the lens of why do we get up every morning? As payroll professionals, our mission is clear. We empower our employees through the accurate and timely delivery of pay. Next, for your potential recruits, identify the what, or the key areas of focus for payroll in relatable terminology. No acronyms, no jargon. This section is where I try to personalize the recruiting experience by relating the person's transferable skills to one or more key areas. Then I identify which additional areas could provide the career growth and development opportunities that the candidate is seeking in his or her next role. Next, the how. And this is my favorite part of the pitch. The how for me at Microsoft is to deliver an exceptional pay experience for employees and to ensure compliance across our global footprint by leveraging innovative automation and technology solutions, Microsoft solutions, ADP Global Payroll solutions. Your goal here is to create a compelling, inclusive, strategic hook to both inspire your own team and to reel in your recruit. We need you and your skills to realize our goals. By the end of this walkthrough, potential recruits have a better understanding of our program and our purpose within the company. We've heard this week about purpose. It's so important. How can they apply their transferable skills? And do they understand the value proposition of a role in payroll for their continued career growth? So here's your first recruit tip. When discussing career opportunities in payroll with prospective recruits, I am often asked about my own career path, which has involved many pieces of playground equipment. I have learned that people value when leaders share relatable experiences for how they themselves have applied transferable skills when undertaking a new role in payroll. So I'd like to share my own story with you now. My background is in finance and accounting. I spent 10 years at GE in a variety of roles spanning technical accounting through acquisition support. I later joined the Coca-Cola Company at its Atlanta corporate headquarters to lead a corporate accounting team. My role expanded within the first year to include payroll accounting, and a few years later, I was asked to lead a global payroll transformation project based on my transferable skills in leading a global team, forming supplier partnerships, and finance. At the time, Coca-Cola had a decentralized payroll model utilizing a variety of local vendors with different technology platforms. So my role was to deploy a global standard payroll model focused on people, process, and technology. By leveraging the move to ADP Streamline as a catalyst for change. To build this project team within Coca-Cola, I needed to leverage a variety of skills across the organization. I was asking people to take the knowledge they already had about their regional or local processes and reimagine how that would work in a global model, which, as you all know, is not always easy. I had to not only communicate the vision of what global payroll would look like post-transformation, but to help people understand how we would get there. So we recruited people who could tell that story and be convincing as they shared that story across the organization. Our partnership with ADP made that global vision possible. We rolled out ADP Global Payroll to over 60 countries around the world with fantastic ADP project and global relationship teams. This amazing group of people listened to what we were trying to accomplish and was right there with us every step of that 3-year-plus journey, invested in our mutual program success. I joined Microsoft 1 year ago last week because I saw an opportunity to take the next step on my career playground by expanding and further developing the global payroll skills I'd gained working at Coca-Cola in a different industry sector. The challenges of being able to support a population of 221,000 employees in over 100 countries in the rapidly evolving tech industry really appealed to me. Microsoft is constantly growing, not just organically, but through acquisitions, which bring their own level of challenge. And now, I am enjoying finding new ways to add value at Microsoft and deepen the great partnership we have, too, with ADP. So here's my second recruit tip for you. Be ready to provide examples of other employees who have developed their skills while working in payroll. One of my own direct reports is a former procurement professional who originally joined Microsoft to lead a regional team under the global procurement function. His transferable skills were what you might expect: contract negotiation, vendor sourcing, spend analytics. However, he also excelled at people and project management and getting the off track back on track. He moved to payroll within the same geo-region and built credibility with his internal stakeholders using his transferable skills. His success in making the career swing was due to his skills in building internal and external partnerships and stakeholder management. He learned payroll on the job. Today, he is leading America's payroll for Microsoft. His journey is a big win for our organization, and it serves as an example of how we should be open to talent from other functional areas. Next tip: when people ask what you are looking for in a potential payroll recruit, have an answer that is both open and inclusive. When people consider roles in payroll, they probably think you are looking for specific expertise. But the truth is, the skills that have made people successful in their careers so far will also make them a success in payroll. So one common characteristic that I'm looking for in any team member is curiosity. So I've had a little quiet laugh every time I've heard curiosity this week because I didn't sync it with everybody else. It really is something that's important to me. For any employee, you need them to be motivated by understanding why something works the way it does. How can I break that apart and rebuild it? Without that curiosity, you tend to accept what people tell you, which might not be everything that you need to know to be successful. As I'm sure many of you have experienced, people often tell you what they think you want to hear or what they think is relevant to the challenge that you're solving. Being able to lean in and get people to tell you more gives you a more holistic idea of how things work. It enables you to develop a much better solution. Payroll team members also need a continuous improvement focus. When I think of how payroll can deliver more value and enhance the employee experience at Microsoft, I think about ways to address questions that employees haven't even asked yet. How can we meet the needs of a busy professional who doesn't always have the time to stop and reflect about what's happening in their paycheck. I want my team members to be able to deliver value-added, proactive insights in a way that leverages the best of Microsoft and ADP technology. If we're successful, then we have made the pay experience very transparent, and we have provided the right technology at the right time in the right channels for people to be able to address employee questions. Another key transferable skill is relationship building. Executing the payroll process at each of our companies may look slightly different, but we all rely on a network of internal and external supplier partners. Forging strong relationships with these partners pays dividends in times of uncertainty. You all know, part of the challenge of payroll is that there will always be unforeseen events. Even the most detailed playbooks and business continuity plans can't plan for everything. We had to make fast, tactical decisions during COVID, and again last year with the Ukraine conflict. The impact of partnering with ADP to build and execute plans to support our employees can't be underscored enough. Our payroll team members need relationship-building skills with our key vendors like ADP to drive results. As we build our payroll teams, we need to be available for people who want to have career conversations. Don't wait until you have an opening or an active job posting to have discussions with potential talent. Use career conversations to allow employees to explore other teams and roles and evaluate how those roles may fit with their career plans. These conversations don't need to be long. 30 minutes, I find, is usually sufficient. And these conversations energize me because I love introducing payroll to potential recruits. The main reason I enjoy working in payroll is because it never stands still. Whatever programs or opportunities are being pursued in your company, they manifest in payroll. Expanding in new countries, opening new offices, delivering new compensation programs, acquiring companies. Every one of these business events brings new challenges and requires payroll support. And that really resonates with people. People think payroll is something mechanical that just happens in a system somewhere, but it's so much more than that. It's being able to take the sum of many different parts and understand cause and effect across the entire business. It's a great place for people to bring their existing skills and experience and develop more to take on to their next role. And this is why payroll can be a place where you can attract and build really high-performing teams. I found this to be the case at GE, Coca-Cola, and now Microsoft. But this is where I differ from Coach Smart, who wants the roar of the crowd to spur on his team. For us working in payroll, silence is golden. Thank you, and go Dogs!